in the winter of 1836. In an effort to end resistance to its rule, an army of over 4,000 soldados from Mexico, led by General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, marched north to the territory known as Texas. The campaign resulted in Texas independence and the legend of the Alamo. 166 years later, driven by unemployment, curiosity, or unrealistic expectations, hundreds of Hispanic Texans answered the call from Hollywood, and another army of Mexicans was formed.
My name is Tony Castro. I'm from Austin, Texas. My wardrobe number is 2118.
Robert Allen, Mexican Army, Permanente. Badass guy, man. Wardrobe number 95.
Name, Philip Olivas, age pushing 50. Wardrobe number 192, which will be etched in my mind for the rest of my life.
Leo Galan, 32 years old, wardrobe 158, originally from Chicago, Illinois.
My name is Luis M. Gutierrez, and my wardrobe number was number 182.
Okay, name is Juan Carlos Sainz, and wardrobe number 1455.
My name is Juan Lucero, wardrobe 374.
All right, my name is Christopher Michael Campos. My wardrobe number is 376.
Joey Gonzalez. Let's see, I just turned 37 yesterday. Wardrobe number is 226.
My name is Jonathan Davila, wardrobe number 177.
My name is Jeff Follander, and I believe my wardrobe number was 1705.
My name is Big Daddy G, and my wardrobe number I could never remember. I know it was either 968 or 869.
I got involved because of the history and the energy. I needed more energy. I was couch potato.
When I first got here, I had an agent and I had all the headshots and everything, and nothing panned out, and so I kind of lost sight of it for a couple years, and I was refocused recently back on wanting to pursue this as a career.
I mean, you see it on TV, you know, the making of this, the making of that, but unless you experience it, you know, you really don't know really how much it takes. And I can tell you this, I don't ever want to see another bottle of Gatorade the rest of my life.
When you see the military from the outside, you're like, wow, they are really technologically advanced, they are badass, you know. But then when I was in the military, I realized, you know, these are just a bunch of doofuses, you know, running around. They've got some cool equipment, but I mean, they are just morons. And the guys in charge are only in charge because they've been there the longest, not because they're the most skilled and the most intelligent. And that's the way this movie was, you know. From the outside, movies look really badass and, you know, like they must really have great food and take care of everybody and, you know, really respect. But I mean, it was just kind of organized chaos.
But I took the mint chocolate, that was me, the mint chocolate chip ice cream when it ended up missing, that was me who took it. So there, I confessed. Sorry, John Lee.
I met so many great people. I've made so many really good friends. And it's just amazing how well, you know, you spend 4 or 5 months with these guys, and it's like a family.
And they're like, okay, and break, and just taking off with that, you know, just suddenly charging the wall, you know, getting into the character. The adrenaline started pumping. It was it was fun. It was a rush just to charge, screaming, angry, you know, but scared out of your mind at the same time.
It was hell. It's probably one of the hardest jobs I've ever had, but it was definitely one of the most rewarding experiences that I've ever had as well.
Because to experience is to live, and to live is to learn. And I would have never ever picked up a musket in my life, bro. I learned how to use it, fire it, have it half-cocked, fire lock, and make sure it doesn't touch the dirt.
Embarrassingly enough, my mother is what got me involved in the Alamo. She called me one day and she said, you know, they're looking for dark-haired, thin men to be in the Alamo, to be, you know, this is your chance to be a movie star. You know, my parents have always told me that I should be a movie star because they're morons. And so I went down there, and it turned out they were looking for Mexican men, which I'm not Mexican, but I told them, you know, I tan well. The reality of the situation was we were background. I mean, our classification was background, not even extras. We weren't really extras, we were background. You know, one of the first experiences that I had was that the Texans, who were, you know, the white guys, basically, were getting paid like $220 a day on the first couple of days I worked, and we were getting paid $100 a day, you know, not counting taxes and those sort of things. And a lot of the Mexican soldiers, you know, didn't care for that, obviously, and, you know, they signed a petition and all this stuff. I didn't sign the petition, you know, because I thought it was ridiculous, but I already knew that I suspected kind of the way things were going and, you know, what the reality of the situation was, which was basically, you know, we were like shrubs. You know, shrubs with Mexican soldier uniforms on. And, you know, as the shoot progressed, you know, I made a little comic book and things like that, and, you know, some t-shirts, you know, that were basically summations of my observations about, you know, of how high in regard we were held, which is basically a level above, you know, I don't know, you know, the muskets. After a while, I just kind of went for the free meals and the money, and I hid out. Especially once we got away from that initial location, away from the Alamo, we were out in the woods. They were spending so much money and throwing so much money around, but yet they were paying us nickels an hour if you worked it out. You're like, hey, $125 a day, but if you work 16 hours a day and you take out, you know, $30 for taxes, you know, you're looking at $4 an hour. And then at the same time, you got these guys, you know, there was always like some guy who was kind of standing around holding a broom. He never actually did anything. And you know he was getting paid $125 a day to do absolutely nothing. You know, he wasn't actually in the film, but, you know, there were a lot of hangers-on and there was a lot of money to be spent. And I just felt, as I do in my life, that I'm entitled to whatever I can, you know, stuff in my pockets.
Been a work in progress now for about 4 or 5 months, but I don't work on it every day. I work on it sometimes late at night. Sometimes when I come home from the set, depending on, you know, if they're day shots, I'll paint a few men, or I'll work around the area that we shot. Like we shot the northwest corner the other night, so I came home and I worked with my northwest corner men and painted some guys around in there. The men I got from the Alamo, they came unpainted, just brown and white. I ordered about, I don't know, 20-some sacks of them, because I have 185 Texians in this battle, which by history they say there were 183, 185. It varies, but I do have the actual amount of Texians in the battle. Of course, I don't have 6,000 Mexicans, but you can use your imagination from here. It was on that glass table back there, but I had to make it in pieces, as you can see here. I have it in pieces. I'm slowly but surely going to take over the rest of this table. My wife will never know. But right now, she says this is all the room I can have, and I said, you can't fight a battle with half the men. So I'm going to eventually take over the rest of the table and finish my battle. My hope is to get maybe people to come in and grab a man and paint him himself, put his picture on it, and then he comes into my Alamo. That's what I like to do, is get everybody who wants to be in here a dime-sized picture of their face, and we'll get them into the fight.
The entire time you're going through training, the writing down how you did, how you do good in certain things, and how you don't do good in certain things. They came up to me and they said that you're doing good in stunts, let's do it again, let's do it again. So meanwhile they were teaching us how to fall, how to fight, and how to use weapons, how to fall properly. To me, that's when everything somewhat started. I wanted to kind of go in their direction. I felt that to be a stuntman, that was a cool job. Everybody wants to be a stuntman, I would think. I got a dislocated toe, I got busted ribs. On all of these different scenes and all of these different stunts, the medic would say, you need to go and get x-rays on this, or you need to go make sure that this is all right. And when he would turn around, I would sneak back off after he would bandage it. I'd sneak back off because you don't want to miss anything. You don't want to miss a day of the shoot. You don't want to miss any of the scenes. You don't want to miss any of the meals. I, myself, was thinking that something was going to happen any second. Any other big scene, if I was not there, I could have missed it. I was the third stuntman from the top of the church steeple in the city of Behar to raise the flag of no mercy. Now when I'm up there doing this scene, they're getting everything ready. It takes them 2 or 3 hours to get this ready. So I'm dangling from the top. I'm savoring my moment. I do not mind this at all. I'm savoring my moment because everybody knows Lewis is up there. He's one of the only, at that time, extras that they had up there. I get down, I get a couple of hugs, a couple of handshakes. Phil Nielsen says, he's pointing in my direction, come here. And he's got 2 of the directors there, Jeff Okabayashi and Casey Haddonfield. And he tells Jeff O, this is Louis Gutierrez. I want him on my team. I want him to get a SAG card. I want it tapped hardly. He's part of my crew. He's going to become a stuntman. He's got things in his future. When you go from $100 bucks a day to $125 a day, and you see this stunt contract in front of you, and it says, Louis Gutierrez, you're now a stuntman for Disney production, and you're going to get paid $651 a day. You're stoked. This is what you were shooting for. This is what you wanted. This is what you're owed. It's what you deserve. There was no quitting for me. As many times as it flashed through my mind, I knew in the back of my heart, as tired as I was, and as many times as I dozed off on the bus, that I was going to be back the next day. I didn't care if I got 3 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep. These people were not going to get rid of me because they had my career. They had my job. In that production somewhere, they had work for me. They had money for me. They had insurance for me. They had a new career for me. Plus, I had done asphalt paving and concrete for 7 years, approximately 7 years. There's nothing harder than that work out in the summertime. So I knew that they didn't have enough to get me out the door.
The entire thing was just incredible, man. Like from start to finish. It was. I mean, I'm still telling stories about it to some of my friends, you know.
I'll be able to go to the theater with a bunch of my friends, my new friends that I have from the movie set. We'll go all out there together and share this one experience, and I'll be able to say, yeah, that's me.
Santa Ana, standing directly in front of Davy Crockett. This is Crockett. Davy Crockett. Si quiere rendir por su vida, ahora es el momento. And he tells El Monte to tell him. El Monte was like, bow down, show your mercy before Santa Ana. And he says it hardcore. You know he means business. And Davy Crockett looks up. thought he'd be taller. Knowing he's in a big pickle. Crockett. Dave Crockett. Tell him I'm willing to talk terms of surrender. What he needs to have his men do is line up in file lines, render their weapons, and try to spare as many men as we can. Tell him. No. Try to spare as many men as we can. Sam's a mite prickly, so with this being said, no promises. Tell him. Tell him! Demanding and barking orders. I admire the man's courage. Truly valiant man. I respect him. Almonte turns to Santa Ana and says, "Quiere que le rendir? He wants us to surrender?" That kind of shit. Santa Ana gets pissed and raises his fucking hand. For various reasons, I was very angry that day too. I sold that shot good. As soon as Santa Ana lets that arm down, I charge in there. I strike 1 time, 2 times. And on the 3rd time when I go down, I switch and I change, switch up, and I pull out. And now I'm just stabbing down, just coming out and reliving a moment back in 1836 where I can only imagine maybe a man didn't want to do that. But he's taken from his home, he's put on a path, not even one that he wants to be on. Various reasons. Either you walk the path or you die. And well, there's always choices. Man puts a sword in front of your face and threatens to chop your head off. You either want to die at that moment, you're gonna die. So to at least maybe lose a finger in the attempt before you lose your head is to say you made your choice first. There's a lot of things I could continue to say, but I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna be quiet here. And when the movie comes out, you're gonna see everything on the big screen.